Hi friends, welcome back. So let us start with the last chapter in strategic management. So the fifth chapter is strategy implementation and evaluation. If you are migrating from old scheme to new scheme, you will see contents of chapter 6 in this. You will see contents of chapter 7 in this. You will see contents of chapter 8 in this. So basically, strategic leadership, organizational culture, change management, then organizational structure, then strategy implementation and evaluation, all these things, strategic change, all these things, they have consolidated into one particular chapter. So that is the reason you might find this chapter to be little lengthier. But the contents are, anyway, easy only. So don't worry about it. Now, point number one. Do you remember in first chapter, I told you that there is something called process or framework of strategic management. So there I have given you, there are 5 stages in strategic management. 5 stages. And we have discussed all the 5 stages in detail. Now, in this chapter, formally, they have included again all the 5 stages. Now, let us see this. So they have given 2 beautiful quotations. Effective leadership is not about making speeches or being liked. Leadership is defined by results, not attributes. Peter Drucker, who is considered to be the father of modern management, he said, such a beautiful saying. Effective leadership is not about your speeches. Like a politician, you go and give speech something, people will whistle, people will like you. No, that is not leadership. Leadership is defined by the results, not by attributes. One thing here I tell you, I'm a cricket fan and I like Virat Kohli, no doubt about it. But there is so much of criticism. There is so much of, so many people speak negatively about this particular gentleman who's actually very effective. He is very, very effective leader. But the problem is he has never won any ICC tournament. He has never won any IPL tournament. So for Bangalore team, RCB, he has never won, despite the fact that his leadership spanned 10 years, he did not get any title. But whereas, Rohit Sharma, Dhoni, these kind of people got five titles. Okay, so is it luck or is it bad luck or is it something like just it happened? We don't know. But at the end of the day, if you apply Peter Drucker's definition of what leadership is measured by the results, not by your speeches or not, how many fans you have. You might have got million fans, but at the end of the day. So even I am sad. I am sad that Virat Kohli deserves more, but he did not get it. That's what life is. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, shows the way. John Maxwell, one of the excellent quotes on leadership. One, you should have the vision and you should know how to reach your vision. And you walk what you talk and you take people in the route. And you take people in the route. You look at any mythologies. It could be Ramayana, Mahabharata, or even it could be, Old Testament, New Testament and all, where you see Moses or Lord Rama or Krishna or, whoever the leading character is. Whoever the leading character is. One, he knows the way. Two, he goes the way. Three, he shows the way, isn't it? That is the reason you look at any movie which has this mythology background and all, you will see the leader walking first and the people coming. It is a cinematic way of portraying their leadership. So it is something like Moses walks and then he makes the way and then he says the people, hey, now you also can come. So a leader is one who knows the way, who goes the way, and who shows the way. So then they have given, what is the chapter overview, what are all we are going to discuss in this chapter, interrelationship between strategy formulation, implementation, strategic change through digital transformation, organizational structure and organizational culture, strategic leadership, strategic control, strategic performance measurements, measures. So all these things we'll discuss. They have given some introduction and they have given strategic management process. If you remember, the strategic management process has 5 stages. 5 stages. So they are saying the strategic management process is dynamic and continuous. We read this. A change in any one of the major components of the model can necessitate a change in any other or all of the other components. Okay. For instance, a shift in economy could represent major opportunity and require a change in long-term objectives and strategies. Obviously, when this COVID has come, it has opened doors for so many new opportunities and it has opened doors for so many new business models. At the same time, it threatened so many existing business models. So what they are saying is, if there is any change in the environment that might necessitate you to change your objectives and strategies. But if you fail, what will happen? You'll have to shut down the business. A failure to accomplish annual objectives could require a change in policy, or major competitors' change in strategy could require a change in firm's mission. So competitor is moving aggressively. You need to change your gears. You are not able to achieve your objectives. You need to change the policies. You need to change the plans, action plans. So therefore, strategy formulation, implementation, and evaluation activities should be performed on a continual basis. So, Kalyani, do you know this product called Harpic?
Yes.
So, what is the product? What do they do?
For it's used for cleaning.
Before that, before this product Harpic was launched, we used to clean bathrooms and lavatories using some bleaching powders or acids or phenol. Correct?
Yes.
Changed it to Harpic. And do you know how successful this Harpic product is? If you know their level of activity, their level of generating income globally, not in one country, you will get shocked. You will get shocked. Successful the product is. And do you know how they made the product that successful? They have planned the product for 30 years, not 1 year, 2 year. When they are planning launch of a product called Harpic, they said we will change the way how households clean their lavatories and bathrooms with this particular product. And two, we are planning for 30 years from now. What? 30 years. And do you know what is that strategy? It is something called disruptive. It disturbs the mind of people. It disturbs. They have made a policy of telecasting advertisements in all the TV channels at 8 o'clock in the evening. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. you put any channel. This was maybe 10 years back. Any channel you put, all big celebrities. You call it Abbas, you call it Madhavan, you call it Akshay Kumar. Big celebrities. They will come with Harpic. Big celebrity. How big celebrity you are and what product you are endorsing? Are you endorsing a lavatory cleaning thing? Prana Dagubati, Venkatesh, this kind of big people. So they are putting Harpic in the commode end. Do you know what is the most disturbing thing? That is the dinner time everywhere in the world. 8 to 9 people eat dinner. So when you are the strategy of Harpic, the marketing strategy of Harpic is that when people are having dinner and watching TV, we should show them lavatory cleaning, which disturbs their mind. But it will be registered in the mind. Isn't it? Now you have maybe different things, maybe you might be watching Netflix, or you might be watching something in your phone, or you might be listening to songs while having dinner. But don't you think 10 years back, every family will have dinner and TV will be on? Yes or no? That is how they used to eat. 10 years, 15 years back, that is the only entertainment. You do not have that level of uses of internet. So TV is on, you're watching TV, that could be entertainment product, that could be news, or that could be any channel. Whatever channel you watch, we'll put one Harpic advertisement in that. And you're having dinner. Then, in households, it has become common that people ask, hey, today Harpic ad did not come while we are having dinner. That much they registered in the mind. And after that, history knows how successful the product is. So, strategy formulation, strategy implementation, strategy evaluation, this should be a continuous cycle. You cannot say, sir, first we'll do strategy formulation, sir, then we'll do strategy implementation, sir, then we will evaluate the activity, sir. No. Observe a game of cricket or football. Before the game starts, the management of the team, the head coach, and all the assistant coaches, the leadership, the captain, vice captain, players, all these people will sit, discuss, formulates a strategy. In that strategy, what they discuss, what are the strengths of our team? What are the weaknesses of our team? Versus what are the strengths of opponent team? What are the weaknesses of opponent team? How should we plan the game so that we dominate the other team? This is what is strategy formulation, like environmental analysis, strategic situational analysis, or screening, we call it. So we have done that. SWOT analysis, competitive analysis, strategy formulation. Step one, you implement the strategy in the ground. So after strategy formulation, the toss, the coin is flipped, and the captains said batting, bowling, and then the game started, then implementation starts. But during implementation, you cannot be blind. You cannot close your eyes and implement your plan. You need to be aware of the situations, how the game is moving. Are your plans working or no? If your plan is not working, what to do? That is the smartness required by the leader in implementation. That is the reason in implementation, three things play most vital role in strategy implementation. So if you are strategy formulation, if you are in strategy formulation, what do you do? One, environmental analysis. Two, situational analysis. It is something like, external environment, internal environment, SWOT, competition analysis, industry analysis, and then based on all the above, make your plans or strategies. So do you agree with this process? Do you agree with this is how we formulate strategy? Kalyani, is it right?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we formulate strategy. So the plan is ready on paper. So here the plan is ready on paper. Will it give you success? No, that should be implemented. So you go to strategy implementation stage. Now, what is strategy implementation? Making your plans to work by putting them into actions. Put the plan into action and make the plan work. This is strategy implementation. Even you take any country, any economy, for example, if you look at Indian economy, we have 5-year plans, isn't it? And then we have every year plan, budget. So in the budget, they will tell you in 2024, in 2025, we are going to do this, 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 this. This is how, our revenue comes. This is how our expenses will be there. The balance of payments, everything is planned. So we are expecting this much of GST collection. We are expecting this much of income tax collection. We are expecting to spend this money on, infrastructure. We are planning to spend this much of money on women and child welfare. We are spending this much money on healthcare sector. So all these are plans. Then you have to put your plan into action. That is what we call strategy implementation. In strategy implementation, there are three most important things. One is leadership. Two is culture, organizational culture. Organizational culture. Third one is organizational structure. Organizational structure. So the biggest problem for any leader is acceptance. So if I am strategic leader, or if I am even a manager, if I have a team of 10 people, people resist change. There will be some kind of non-cooperation. Some kind of non-cooperation. I'll give you a small, simple example. When this Google or Microsoft, you look at the leadership table, Sundar Pichai has become CEO of Google, or Satya Nadella has become CEO of Microsoft. Then imagine there are people who are working in the top level management of Microsoft and Google for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They have been having an excellent track. And when they know that Bill Gates is going to step down as chairman, I am expecting, hey, maybe probably I'll become CEO, I'll become chairman. The next CEO of Microsoft will be Pavan, because I have been working 30 years like a donkey. I am in the top level and I am number one in the race. There can be so many people with this profile inside the company. But all of a sudden, one name came, Satya Nadella. Then people are like, what? I'm not becoming CEO. You're not becoming CEO. You're not becoming CEO. You're not becoming CEO. We are 10 people. 9 people got rejected, and one person, and that too from a different continent, different breed, different race, different religion, different country, different geography, different culture, different skin tone, different ethnicity. All of a sudden, from somewhere leader came, we cannot accept it. What if they start non-cooperation movement? Happens or no? It happens. It happens. I want to become the captain. You did not make me captain. Someone else has become captain. So I want to split the team, or I want to disturb you, or I want to create some disturbance so that the leader will fail. You take politics, you take business, you take games, sports, everywhere this will be there. There will be one person who is hurt because you have not made him leader. Everywhere. In politics, how much of shit happens around this? Now imagine how much of negativity probably Satya Nadella or Sundar Pichai might have faced. But organizational culture, organizational structure, and the smartness of the leader, these three put together, the organization keeps growing and the organization achieves its long-term and short-term objectives. That is what is the most important thing. How people accepted. See, leadership is all about acceptance. People accepted Dhoni. So the players, the youngsters who started playing with Dhoni when, Dhoni has become a much more matured leader, like 10 years, 15 years of his dynamic leadership. After that, have you seen people started touching his feet in the ground? That is what acceptance is. There will be a lot of negativity, there will be a lot of criticism. Even if you look at Putin kind of leaders or Narendra Modi kind of leaders or Joe Biden, everybody will have so much of negativity and everybody will have a lot of criticism. But still, it is their ability of how to manage. You look at any story, like Yudhishthira in Mahabharata, how he managed his four brothers. His four brothers, Bhiman, Arjunan, and this Nakul Sahadev, all these people are much stronger than him, but still you have to listen to him. Why? That is what we call culture. If they retaliate, the leader cannot do anything. No, if the remaining four are against him, it fails. So in the board of directors of Microsoft, if 9 people are against this one person, it fails. And the classic example in India is Tata Group. In Tata Group, Ratan Tata ji, he was the leader for long. But after that, because of aging, they introduced a new chairman, Cyrus Mistry, who is also an effective leader, no doubt. He created magics in Tata Group. He created, a lot of value during his leadership. There is a lot of growth. Good projects have come, but inside the board, people did not accept it. They ensured that they have one category, one part of the board which is split. They ensured that this guy is thrown by way of judgment in Supreme Court. So they have literally split the board. The same thing happened in Infosys. The same thing happened in Apple. Steve Jobs, whom we are speaking today, he was ousted from his own office. He was thrown out of the board. Because in every organization, politics will be there. Isn't it? So after the story of Cyrus Mistry, again Ratan Tata ji came, again his age is not supporting. Then they slowly introduced another gentleman called Chandrasekharan, who has created wonders. So organizational growth 100% depends on leadership. If you have a strong leader, he can create wonders. If you have weak leadership, even the strongest plan fails. A strong plan with weak leadership fails. An ordinary plan with strong leadership works. So strategy implementation is all about leadership. And a leader should have a proper organizational culture and a proper organization structure which helps him in achieving organizational objectives. If my team is not supporting me, if the culture in team is not supporting me, or the structure is not supporting me, I cannot do anything as an individual, because at the end of the day, I am one person and I have to work with, if it is kind of Google, I have to work with 2 lakh employees, 5 lakh employees. So there should be proper policy, there should be proper structure. So strategy implementation is all about leadership, culture, structure. So we discussed, see, there are 3 stages. One is strategy formulation, next is strategy implementation, next is strategy evaluation. Strategy evaluation. What is strategy evaluation? Monitoring and continuously evaluating whether plans and projects are working properly as expected, or there is a need for change or something. So this is our third stage or last stage. If you are speaking about that particular 5 stages in strategy implementation, in strategic management, this is the 5th stage. Strategy evaluation comes in the 5th stage. Now, see, I told you this Harpic planned for 30 years. But when will you evaluate if the plan is working well or no? You need to evaluate every day. You need to evaluate regularly, probably every month or quarterly. You'll have quarterly reviews, or you'll have monthly reviews, you'll have yearly reviews. So when you have planned something for 30 years, you cannot close your eyes today and you cannot open your eyes after 30 years to see whether it happened or no. You need to continuously evaluate. So strategies are based on A, certain assumptions, B, certain situations. Strategies are based on certain assumptions and certain situations. This is the competitive situation. This is the industry situation. This is the expected growth rate. This is the expected GDP. This is the expected inflation. So various environmental factors, economic factors, political factors, industry factors, you studied the existing thing and you assumed, okay, in 2025, the India GDP will be so and so. In 2025, the industry growth rate will be so and so. In 2025, the market growth rate will be so and so. So I'll be able to achieve this sales. So this is my plan. Now the question is, what if your assumptions are wrong? What if the situations you have expected are not happening? What if something you haven't expected is all of a sudden coming onto the picture? Maybe something like COVID. So what if you have expected something and something else is happening? This is the question. Am I still good enough? COVID has hit the, world. Am I still good enough or do I need to change? Am I still good enough or I need to change? Am I still good enough or do I need to change? I'll give you a simple example in the industry where, I have been living for the last 15 years teaching in chartered accountancy. Digitalization, we tried from 2014 itself. My YouTube channel was created, my first YouTube channel was created in 2009, where not half, 95% or 99% of Indians do not even know that there is something called Google. There is something called YouTube. 2014, Google has taken over YouTube. Then they started growing left and right. Before that also, Google was popular, but not this well known. They do not know what is the concept. This live streaming, this video streaming and all, that was not famous. So with the help of one US based company, when we have planned something, when CPT was there, CPT means, is it before 2016? After that, it has become foundation again. They changed it so many times. So we have planned something. Unfortunately, we failed. Why, this online classes or recorded mode or digital classes or digital study materials, they were not there in the blood of students and parents. They did not accept it more. Because of COVID lockdown, all the schools and colleges were shut down. Now you tell me how student will learn. Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard kind of schools, they have been providing digital courses since ages, not just because of COVID. But how many of the people accepted the model? Learning online, how many people accepted the model? No. Before COVID, your internet is only for entertainment. Pavan sir, watching movie, I will do watching movie in my mobile, but class, no. COVID has created awareness, maybe because of necessity. It has become need of the hour. You do not have any other option. Lockdown, government said you cannot come out of your home. Lockdown 1 is over, lockdown 2 is over, lockdown 3 is over. You do not even know when will we come back to normal. That is where everybody accepted. That is where companies like Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Meets, these kind of people started, making a normal success and money. So many companies in the digital landscape, they started growing left and right, whether it is banking or whether it is insurance or whether it is wealth management or whether it is stock trading or whether it is education, content development, publication, everything digital, 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 digital. That is the reason for the first time in the history of ICI, they used one word in their study material, digital transformation. Before that, no one spoke about this. Digital transformation. This, has affected the strategies left and right. Every company, they changed their strategies now. Even the smallest supermarkets, the smallest restaurants you can see roadside, small restaurants you can see roadside, they are now having their websites for online purchases linked with payment gateways and they are delivering online. Isn't it? Isn't it? Even small ready-made outlets, they are having their websites and they are listing with different, apparel sellers through this e-commerce portals and they are selling because COVID changed the mindsets. Same thing I have done in 2014, same thing I have done in 2009, same thing I have done in 2016. But I did not get the success which I wanted or which I deserve. I do not know, or at least which I targeted. But after COVID, touch wood, I have probably realized all my dreams, because the kind of digital infrastructure required, or the studio setups required, or the audio devices required, the kind of videos required, the kind of lightings required for this studio setup with this green mats and all, with the required graphic designing, or the way how you record, compress, encrypt, and you upload the videos, all this, science or the process, whatever it is, I know since 2014. I know since 2014, but it is successful after 2019. So that's what I'm saying. The situations, the assumptions, and the circumstances might change, which may create an opportunity for you, or which may make your existing plans redundant. Either it is 0 or 100. It will slap you till your jaw is broken, or it will kiss you till, you get all the success you want. So the changes in the assumption situation. So I need to continuously monitor. I need to continuously monitor whether my stage 1, 2, 3, 4 are properly working, or is it any loop? I go back and I change my plans, I change my strategy, I change my objectives, I change my mission. This is what we call evaluation. So in strategy formulation, environmental analysis, situational analysis, SWOT, competition analysis, industry analysis, all this we have studied in chapter 1, 2. Then you are formulating a strategy. Okay. Then you are coming to strategy implementation. In strategy implementation, leadership, culture, structure plays a dominant role. What is strategy implementation and all, we'll see now. And then evaluation. But if you look at it, this is the biggest part of the cake. Maybe 60% of the time or 70% of the time we studied strategy formulation, chapter 1 to 3. And then this strategy implementation and evaluation has become small part. Why, I tell you? A wise man said, if you give me an axe to cut a tree, and if you give me 6 hours, a dumb idiot will take the axe and start hitting the trunk of the tree. But a smart worker will sharpen the axe for 5 hours so that it reaches the required, sharpness. He gets the required sharpness with which easily he can cut the tree within 1 hour. So strategy formulation needs to be robust. It needs to be foolproof. Is exists only in theory, only in ideal situations, but you try to be as perfect as possible. Then implementation, then evaluation. So this is the link. So if you look at it, this is what they said: on continual basis, maybe at the end of year, or at the end of every 6 months, or probably at the end of every month, you need to evaluate the strategic management process. That is what they said. This process is an ongoing cycle and it never ends. So look here: environmental analysis, develop mission, vision, objectives, organizational appraisal, you need to appraise your organization, then generate, analyze, and select strategy based on this too. Organizational appraisal, internal analysis, environmental analysis, external analysis. Based on that, you develop strategy that is linked with organization's mission. Then you implement strategies, then you do strategic evaluation, and from evaluation, again, you will go back to stage 1, developing vision, mission, and all. This is what the diagram is. So formulation, I told you 60-70% of the time, then implementation and evaluation. So they have explained this process, what I told you just now. And strategic management involves 5 stages, I told you already. Develop a strategic vision formulation. I have typed this in Excel sheet in chapter 1 itself. First one is developing strategic vision. formulation of vision, mission, goal statements and objectives, environmental and organizational analysis, like second step, then formulation of strategy, then implementation of strategy, then strategy evaluation and control. In this, majority of the things we have discussed in detail. So now I want you to go and read stage one. How do we develop vision, mission, objectives, a strategic vision, delineates management aspiration, all these things we have studied. What is mission statement and what is strategic intent we have studied. Then comes corporate goals and objectives. This also we have studied. Objective setting process. This also we have studied. Objective provides the basis for decision making. That also we have studied. Objects needed at all the levels of organization, corporate objectives, operational objectives, then environmental scanning, organizational analysis. This is called strategic analysis. We studied in chapter 2 and 3. Chapter 2 and 3. One is external analysis, one is internal analysis. That is what they are speaking about. Then they are saying the environment of a firm consists of economic, social, technological, all these things we have seen. That means, and then organizational analysis means SWOT analysis. Then how do you formulate strategies? Then how do you implement strategies? So now I want you to read from this particular stage. Strategic vision, mission, objectives. From this, I want you to complete up to level 5, strategy evaluation and control. So up to level 4, you can easily understand everything. Stage 5 is what we need to discuss now. Stage 4 also will discuss strategy implementation, but that also, in general, you'll understand. Stage 5, probably you'll be able to understand half or maybe 70% and then say, Pavan sir, little, I did not understand also. Don't worry. That is the agenda for whole chapter 5. Okay, so I want you to do up to this. Useful to do, so full stop. Till that you need to do. After that, we'll again start with strategy formulation only. What is a corporate strategy and all? Okay, so the strategic planning, operational planning, all these things I will tell you. So strategy formulation from this onwards, we'll do in the next class. Okay. So any doubts in so far, whatever we have discussed?